early, but next Tuesday, we will share an early budget forecast with the mayor and city council. After we share it with the mayor and council, what we'll do is just have a session with CBAC, and I'll share it with you all so you can see what was presented to them, and have some conversations around it, and any thoughts about it. So it'll be kind of you all will be kept abreast of the information we present to council, but typically we never share anything publicly before council reviews it. But our normal early budget forecast is usually around February. So this is like what we're calling an early forecast, only because of the magnitude of the potential gap in the budget. So yeah. And what I will do is, once that's presented, if that ends up being our next session, I will send you a copy of any presentation so that you can review before we have some discussion about it. Anyone else?
So Patrice, on the budget forecast and balancing it, when we went through that process, didn't you say we have to have a balanced budget? Is that a requirement for the city?
Well, yes, that is a requirement. Yes, for all cities. I mean, we have to, it's like a state requirement. We have to have a balanced budget before June 30th. And the fiscal year starts July 1st. So it becomes hard when you have a budget gap and trying to make decisions on how to close the gap. You remember you all had some struggle to try to hold tight to values and issues that were important, but still have to make some really hard cuts that may impact service, or it may impact staff. So those would be some of the things that will probably let you all just throw out, or come up with even something innovative that may be useful as we look at how do we close our budget gap. Anyone else? Is there anything any topic that's not listed that you would like to discuss that's around kind of the impact of COVID-19 or social justice unrest? And you have some time to think about it. And so if there's something that while we're going through our sessions that you would like to discuss or have a session on, feel free to let me know, and we can see what we can develop around it. But this will probably, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, get us through most of the season. And then, like I said, I kind of like some time where we can really have some discussions and then formulate whatever will be in our final report as well. So as of right now, all of the meetings will be virtual. So I don't anticipate us going through this round of being in person. So they'll all be virtual. The meeting times, right now we're on Tuesdays. It's the second Tuesday at 2 o'clock. Now I have had a request to push it back to 3 o'clock, and wanted to get a sense from you all, how do you feel about that?
I'm indifferent between 2 and 3.
Okay.
Either way is fine with me.
I'm okay with either.
Yeah, same here.
Okay. So I will try to move it back to 3 o'clock. I have to check with the media marketing department to make sure that's okay. A lot of times on Tuesdays, there's committee meetings that start at 4:30. And so they have to have ample time. So but what that would mean is that we really would have to try to make sure our meetings stay within an hour. And that's fine. You know, we'll try to do it from say 3 to 4 o'clock and just try to kind of keep it condensed and go from there. Okay, so I'll make that adjustment. If there's an issue, I'll let you know. But right now we'll just say 3 o'clock will be our standard meetings. Okay, so the next thing is just a reminder of our ethics policy. I believe all of the current former members have completed the required training. Ross, I'll send you some information about it, and you can, at your leisure, review it. And then there is a form to sign that we have to have returned, and the city attorney's office keeps track of everybody that's completed the training. But I'm certain that everybody else on the call you're good. You don't have to watch any more videos, and you should be fine. So one of the main things is, you know, conflict of interest. But some of the other things that are in there, in-person type things, I think will be avoided no matter what, just because we're doing this virtually. So I think we're good on that, but we just have to have those forms signed and maintained. Let's see. And so the last major thing that we need to do for today's meeting is elect a chair and a vice chair. And so basically the chair facilitates the meetings. I will create the agenda, and essentially you'll open up and just kind of move us forward. There'll always be a speaker, whether it's me or whether it's Steve or one of the budget analysts. And so you won't have to worry about developing any of that. You will have the agenda and just kind of move us through. Don't you all raise your hands at one time. Anybody like to nominate anyone, or anybody want to volunteer to be chair?
Remind me, who was chair and vice chair last cycle?
Wasn't it Haysetta was the chair?
Yes. And Chiba, you were vice chair, right? Or no?
I never had to do anything, so I don't remember.
Okay. I know, yes, Haysetta Schuler was the chair.
And Nathan.
And Nathan. Okay. Okay.
Nathan, you up for it?
Sure.
Vice chair to chair seems like a natural progression. I nominate Nathan.
Okay.
And
Nobody else wants to do it?
we're all stepping backwards so that you can stay forward.
Good way to put it, Sheila. Okay, so Nathan, okay, and this is just a nomination, Nathan chair, and what about vice chair?
How about Sheila?
Yeah, I'll do it. I
I'll
don't
second
think
that.
I've done one of these yet, so.
A second.
So y'all just reversing the roles, okay. Oh, no, Sheila.
Sheila.
Yeah,
Okay,
Sheila. Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, so when we do the vote, I have to go through everybody's name, so I need to find your names. Well, it doesn't matter. I can look at you, just who's here. Okay, so there's a motion on the floor for Nathan Bourne to be the chair and Sheila Garcia to be the vice chair. Okay, so all in favor, I'll just need to call your name. Ross Griffith.
I'm in favor, yes.
Okay. Sheila,
Yes.
Nathan,
Yes.
Jesse,
Yes.
Haysetta Schuler.
Yes.
Okay, that is unanimous. So we have a chair and vice chair. So Nathan, I'll send you there that you have to read the virtual statement at the beginning of the meeting. So I'll send that to you.
Okay.
And then we can just go from there. We'll have the agenda and discuss the first topic. So are there any last minutes? This was a short meeting. Our first meeting's always a little bit shorter.
Patrice, I have a question. So
Okay.
usually we have like comparisons to what other cities, municipalities are doing. Have you been in contact with other cities and what they're doing around COVID-19 and social unrest and things like that? Will we have some information like that?
That excellent question, Sheila. That we call that benchmarking. We benchmarking data. We can definitely have a session where we look at what other cities are doing around COVID. To answer your question, I have been somewhat in contact. People have contacted us to see what we're doing as well. Matter of fact, I sent a couple of cities a few PowerPoints, police presentation, and there's a committee that I facilitated around it. So we'll definitely get into some discussions about that. So great, benchmarking.
And along with that, Patrice, that was a good question, Sheila. Have we considered maybe not only just benchmarking, but actually bringing in entire committees that serve like in our capacities in other cities to bring us in jointly to bounce off each other, some ideas or something?
I don't know if there's many cities that have a citizen budget advisory council, but that's something I can look into. That might be a little bit more difficult if we do find others to try to find a common time to discuss, but we'll look into it.
Okay.
One avenue would be to compare budgets for a city like Greensboro's for last year, this year with our budgets.
Mhm.
See what changes were made.
Okay, absolutely.
I'm looking
Anybody else?
forward to the budget conversation, Patrice, because I would assume we've had a lot of shortfalls and having to close that gap has got to be a challenge this year.
Yes.
Be a big challenge and some hard decisions. So
Unless you get more ABC revenues, right?
That's right. We're rolling on ABC revenue. So I don't, I think Steve had talked to the administrator, which I don't want to talk too much because I mean, we're going to talk about some of these things, but one of the things they mentioned is that when, after the bars were closed down for COVID-19, that people, stocked up at the ABC store. So that was one of the thoughts behind people. Guess they were like, we're gonna get our alcohol somewhere. We can't go to the bars, but we will stock up at home. So I mean, I hope long term, just for people's health, that they're not over drinking, but the ABC revenues, and they did some internal things and cost savings as well. So, but that does help us. But there's some other areas where we do hurt. We didn't have a fair that hurt some revenues, and there's some other impacts to COVID-19 that hurts the budget, and that our general fund may have to subsidize, the convention center and things like that, to tourism. So yeah, there's a lot around that. Any other comments or questions or topics? Okay, if not, then that ends our meeting, and the next meeting we'll have our chair, Nathan, lead us off. And we look forward to it. So it'll be the second Tuesday in December at 3 o'clock. But I will email you guys, and so you'll have all the information. All right, that's it.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Take care.
Guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye now.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.